crazy
How tall are
feat.
you now?
I'm 6 foot tall.
I'm the shortest person on this podcast.
It's okay, yeah, but you're the baddest
fine.
ass,
But
dude.
I'm
I'm trained in no disciplines.
No, I have no discipline.
I just told you.
I
just told you I crippled myself by jogging the other day.
Dude, I can't even not eat a whole 12-pack of donuts by myself. I damn sure ain't going to jujitsu somebody's ass.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Discipline is the that.
What's up, airheads? Welcome back. It's time once again. Fancy stuff. Dumb boys putting on airs. We're in the virtual Airstream studios. That's what we're doing. We got a little treat of a show for you today. We're joined by a special guest here very shortly. We just recorded the interview. Now we're doing the intro so we can tell you no spoilers. There's a thing that happens about halfway into this interview, a revelation that is made that could not possibly be more perfect for or on brand with this show. It seems premeditated. It's so perfect, but it's not. So just look out for that. It'll be easy to spot, and it will hit for
you'll
you.
notice the shock on both of our faces.
The interview is with a very, very, very funny comedian who's been burning up the road and tearing shit up out there in the comedy game for a long time. I call him, I think he might be literally the hardest working man in comedy. Certainly the most prolific.
You have to be that prolific, yeah.
He has, I think, he says 13-hour-long specials that are either already out or in the chamber coming out within the next year. And he's got a brand new one out right now called My Two Sons. His name is Ali Siddiq. He's very funny, and we're going to be talking to him a little bit later.
And just so everybody knows, that's really insanely hard.
Absolutely
because
insane.
let me tell you this. They're all good. And I'm not saying that because he's our guest. Anyone can just go out there and bullshit for 13 hours, sure, and just call it a whatever. These are 13 fire specials that I would be proud to have one of under my belt. Mm-hmm. And he's done 13, and he's 51. He'll be doing it for every head must bow, every tongue must profess. He might be the James Brown of comedy, right? Which, by the way, me and him talked about James Brown right before you got on. I wish I'd have brought that back up. Son of a bitch.
It hits. Tell you what else hits. Corey sent me an Instagram reel this morning and immediately became perhaps my very favorite of all time. And it's works for this show well enough just because of the point of origin for this particular woman. But this is perhaps, I think, the single greatest living woman in the universe. That's how I'm going to set this up. We'll play it for you. She is apparently, this is unfortunate, a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
That's not good?
That's not good. No, they're like... who's the comparison? They're not the Browns. They're more like they're like the recent Cowboys of hockey, which is to say, like they make the playoffs a lot. They're like but they don't ever actually win shit.
Okay, but you mean they're the Browns in that they're the embarrassment of the league. No, but I'm saying but when you said that, you meant they're the embarrassment of the league, not they hired a rapist to be their quarterback.
No. First of all, I said they're not the Browns.
Right.
I said they're more like the Cowboys.
Yeah. But they just don't hit at sports.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude, I thought you were just going to be like, well, that's unfortunate. Like their owner's a Nazi. Their owner's a Nazi or something like that.
They're out here raping and stuff automatically. I just mean that they choke a lot. They're big-time choke artists.
Well, we live in a world where my head goes rape before bad at sports. When you like nowadays, I guess. I don't know why.
Sure. I meant that this is unfortunate in a lighthearted way. The way that it's unfortunate that I'm a Raiders fan.
Right.
Anyway, she's standing outside of the Maple Leaf Stadium after a game, and she gets interviewed for TikTok and Instagram, and this right here is what happens. Stop me immediately if you can't hear this, Corey. You should be able to hear it.
Really sorry. I came all the way from Scotland. I thought the Leafs were going to win 2 games. They lost. It must have been the fact that the guys were so overwhelmed at the size of my massive fucking tent. They lost concentration. I am sorry. They let me sit on the bench. That's why they lost tonight. They were overcome by Scottish pheromones. They didn't know what they were doing.
They didn't know what they were doing.
I'm going to get through this one line again real quick.
Going to win 2 games. They lost. It must have been the fact that the guys were so overwhelmed at the size of my massive fucking tits. They lost.
It's just the fucking
Dude.
dude went like I want everything that Hawk Tua squandered for
Yes,
this woman. Like
me
this,
too.
when Hawk Tua, whatever, I had no issue with her, but when it was like, oh, she's starting a podcast, I could not have been less interested in watching or listening to that. But this lady, if she became like the new Hawk Tua and she starts a fucking podcast, I'm there day one. I'm never missing a single fucking episode. Like
Patreon, highest level.
It is going to be fire. She has to get drunk before each episode. I'm sure that won't be, a difficult proposition or too tall of an order for her or anything. But
by the way,
it's just absolutely fucking incredible, man.
This is gonna definitely. Well, she'll never hear this, but I mean, if Amber was Scottish and 20 years older and it really, that's a cho ass Amber, like. That'll be her one day. You know what I mean? And by the way, I'm saying that as a good thing. That's who I want to be with. You know what I mean? Like she's a fucking trip. But like, yeah, dude, bro, we could probably get her on the show.
That occurred to me 100%.
Let's get her on the show.
We need to try. I don't know how. Let me see. Like if this is posted by like a sports Instagram account called
Somebody
Fan
will have her
First
name
Network,
in there.
and it says, our Scottish Queen has returned. So
yeah.
But I don't know what her name is or whatever, but we need to. I desperately want to try to find it and see if we
Me
can.
Me too.
Because having her on this show would hit so fucking hard.
So hard, dude. I mean, because again, it's one of those things like, where there are a lot of people that are fans of me and you just because of the way we sound, and I'll be honest with you, like that's a lot of it for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything she says hits, but if it was said in just like a regular American
even like
accent,
a Jersey accent or something would it would be
it would
funny.
Hit. It would be funny,
but like the Scottish, that accent specifically, just
the William Wallace specific accent when she's like she's all these Scottish pheromones, they didn't know what to do. Like it's fucking.
The gays must have got overwhelmed by the size of my massive fucking tits. So fucking funny, man.
It's so great.
If you're only listening to, you should either watch this episode of the show or find that Instagram reel and just watch it too, because like her face, the faces she makes and everything, man. And she grabs her tits and fucking squeezes them together, and it's so.
If you're not going to watch it,
funny.
But you need a visual. Imagine Bridget, what's her face, the comedian Bridget.
Yeah. I know exactly.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
She's so goddamn funny. She's a burlesque dancer.
She's also got a HBO show, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yes. But imagine that type. You know what I mean? That type. A boisterous young gal, if I may say.
Rather boisterous indeed. You got that.
I was so glad that clip hit for you, and I was actually surprised that you didn't.
How the fuck did that clip not hit for me, bro? That is the most surefire.
Because I sent it to you early. I sent it to you pretty early today.
It's literally the first thing I saw when I woke up.
Right. Well, I don't know how you are when you wake up.
Perfect start to the day,
Yeah, I had just got fired from a job as soon as I woke up, so that was fucking great. That was but then you know what?
You're having a hell of a week.
I know I'm having a hell of a week, and a job I was about to start just exploded. But then I swear to God, saw that clip. Haven't thought about it until just now. Literally haven't thought about it until just now. Don't give a fuck at all.
In what we do, a thing that you think might happen, ultimately not happening is actually 100% the norm. Like
I'm so conditioned
that's almost
to it.
Exclusively what all that ever happens.
Yeah. Like I won't get into details, but like the people that like were in charge of it who really wanted it for me or whatever were like, we're so fucking sorry. This is fucked up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, first off, like I know you mean that and I appreciate that. But like anytime I think I'm about to have something, I assume that I won't. I work my ass off to deserve it, but then I just assume it'll go away. So like I will have forgotten about this again, literally till just now. Like I remembered I woke up, found out that thing wasn't happening, got on Instagram. That's the first fucking video I saw. So if you want to know about the power of comedy and how funny thing, immediately washed from my brain. Great day. Fucking awesome shit. But I don't know when I send you, because that was the earliest I've been awake. in a long time, and it was 11 a.m.
Oh, damn.
I'm turning into you, dude. I'm turning into you.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, I got I've been going to a sleep specialist, I got a CPAP machine, and it's like, guess what?
Not working.
Just ain't doing nothing. And it's like those have a really good track record.
Of course,
like, people talk about how they it changes their life. And it's like, I was so excited about that.
Die because of them.
And it's like, dude, there's just, I'm telling you, my particular whatever of tiredness don't hittingness and Eeyore-ness and all that is like a fucking freight train. There's nothing that can compete with it, apparently. But
you are one of one, but in like the worst possible way. Like, you're the Michael Jordan
generational
of
talent of fucking
not
being
hitting. Because I've been thinking about getting one of those from
slowed down sack of shit. But I fucking upside is we're trying one more thing. It might be related to inflammation in my sinuses and shit that we're going to try to treat.
Well, your sinuses don't hit.
No, they don't. But it's
nothing
like,
about you hits.
That the sinuses is like that. Unless it is what's causing my fatigue, because my body's constantly fighting the inflammation in my head, which is apparently possible. Unless that is what's happening, the sinuses is just like a minor annoyance. It wouldn't even really be that big of a deal.
Do you think that God gave you...
That might be what it is. But if that does not work, I'm going to be prescribed speed. So that hits,
Hell yeah,
that won't ruin my life at all or anything. Yeah. That won't fucking drive me fully off the rails. Might get nice and skinny though, like a 50s housewife.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
I'd start smoking cigarettes again.
No, what'll happen is you won't take the speed every day, and on the days you don't take it, you will fucking binge. Yeah, because trust me, I ended my prescription to Adderall. Like, I had one and I need it. Like, I'm ADHD, and I literally had to. I was like, even though I like it recreationally, like, I need, if I have like a day where it's like I really need to focus, I like to take one. I do not like having 90 of them in my house at one time, because I'll take them a lot and then I'll lose a whole week, and then I won't eat for a couple days, and then I will just like, my brain will go, bro, what the fuck? And I'll eat 35,000 calories in 4 hours, like a maniac. Yeah. I was going to say, do you think that God gave you that hair and that big old dick and then was just like, I can't give him, I got to make the rest of him not hit?
I don't know. He could have done a little bit more for me, I feel
on the dick.
But, yeah, the dick. And also, it's like,
your dick hits. I've seen your dick.
It's fine. Dick hits just fine. Brain used to be okay. That's the other thing, too. My brain's just rotting away.
My brain don't work. I mean, in fairness, kind of my whole thing that my brain has never worked. But, like, that whole, me and my mom have been discussing a lot of, like, because, like, me and you talk about this. Like, I mentioned how this winter was really rough for me. Like, at the point where, like, every time I would go in, they would go, oh, you just have a chest infection, or, oh, it's just this. But, like, I was sick so often that, like, I was convinced that I had, like, a terminal disease. I was like, dude, I'm just fucking sick all the time. This cannot be good. And you were like, yeah, you got kids, whatever, And I was like, well, that made me feel better. But then my mom started talking to me about, like, you might have long COVID, or whatever. And I started looking up the symptoms of long COVID, which is like, that's why, not to get political or whatever, it's like that thing really does go so much further than just like, did you or did you not die from it? You know what I mean? Because it's like, that brain fog shit, don't get me wrong, firsthand that I forget stuff all the time, but there's certain things that it's like, there's no way I'd forget that. And I'd be forgetting that type of shit now. And I'm like I sent you that T-Bone clip the other day, and you were like, he literally told us that. And it's like, dude, I remember for a long time, I remembered every detail about the first moment I met T-Bone. And clearly I had forgotten that. I got this brain fog, or maybe it's dad brain. I don't fucking know. But like, the point is, I'm about to go see a sleep specialist too, because I can't. Amber B, used to, I only snored when I drank or when I slept on my back, but now I've been sleeping on my side. I swear to God, Amber hits or kicks me 25 times in the middle of the night. And like,
yeah, I mean, it'll stop that, Katie. Like, it's not the only thing I care about is helping my tiredness level, and it isn't doing that at all. But Katie has reported, like, I mean, I don't snore at all ever.
But here's what I was about to say, though, is that
so it'll fix that at the very least,
right? But But what I was going to suggest, though, is that like every time she wakes me up, it takes me out of deep sleep, and then I have to get back into it. So like 25 times a night, I'm being woke up.
Right.
Wouldn't it hit if I just never did?
Bro,
like
I'm certain it'll help you.
Yeah, right.
I'm always. It's always like people don't understand, or maybe they do understand, because I've certainly talked about it before, the equivalent of it. But it's like the eye surgeries that I had. It's like if they tell me it's like we're gonna have this, we're gonna do this surgery. It has a 94% effectiveness rate. And as soon as I hear that, I go, well, I'll be the 6. And, and they're like, whatever. No, it'll be fine. It's like, no, listen to me. I will be in the 6%. And then guess the fuck what? That's exactly what happened. I had to have a whole other ass surgery because I was part of the 6% of people for whom it doesn't work for. CPAP machines, it's the same thing. It's got like nearly a 90% effectiveness rate. And I was like, well, I'll be the 10%. And I damn sure am. It's just what happens for it's just my life. I think
me and you might actually be, because the book The Secret's bullshit, but our relationship has taught me that maybe it's not. You know what I mean? Because like I sort of live by The Secret, like without having read the book. Like I always just assume shit's going to work out, and then it does, and you never do, and it don't.
But here's the thing about that, though, because I think we've maybe talked about this before. You just said that your buddy's wife, I did a podcast she really likes. It's called Dead Talks. So if you guys,
it's her favorite podcast ever. She was.
If you guys want to check that out,
she talked my ears off about it last night.
If you guys want to check that out, it was a fun time. I told Corey we really broed out on there, like science, pseudo intellectual.
She loves that shit. She's a death doula.
Spirituality talk stuff. Yeah. And part of it I talked to him about was what I'm about to say about The Secret, or, just the general idea behind it, because yes, of course, as soon as I found out what The Secret was, I was like, well, that's clearly the most bullshit anything has ever been bullshit in the world. But over the something I keep going back to is when we were younger comics, I started comedy in 2010, and then I went viral in 2016, and in like 2014 and 2015, and in that time frame, if another comic said we had a show, some bar show or whatever or something, and afterwards they were like, if they said something to me like, dude, I think if you didn't have a family, you would have a real shot at like doing this for real, like
which is so offensive.
Going pro or whatever. Right. And I would always be like, immediately I'd be like, well, I mean, I'm going to do that anyway, of course. And they would be like, what? And I was like, yeah, no, I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. And in our group chats and stuff, I used to talk about people kissing the ring. Yeah. I used to talk about being the voice of a generation. I used to call myself that. I was like, no, dude, I'm fucking,
and things worked out.
Also, I would crush. It's like, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to crush at this. Mm-hmm. And it was always kind of tongue in cheek, but also I did.
You've got to believe it. But you're not wrong for believing that. If you don't believe that shit, you got to get the fuck out the game.
And then that did happen.
Yeah.
After that happened, when I got into show business proper, and I started selling shows and stuff out of, in my perspective, a sense of realism. We literally just did it already, talking about that thing that fell apart for you.
Yeah.
It is true that in this game, things mostly don't happen. So because that is true, I adopted this new philosophy of, well, obviously I hope shit works out, but I'm sure it probably won't, because that's just the reality of the situation. Yeah, but you gotta now, ever since then, that is what has happened. So I sometimes think in my head, it's like, I don't know, man, maybe there is fucking something to that shit.
No, maybe, but like, you got to redirect that though. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it mostly don't happen still for anybody. Like, you see fucking famous people get a project canceled all the time. I look at it as like, yeah, but guess what? It didn't happen, but they wanted me for it. You know what I mean? Like, I was in the conversation. Most things don't happen, but most people aren't in the conversation. I'm still in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a good thing. And it, by the way, it wasn't my fault it fell apart, like, at all. Like, it had nothing to do with me. It was I'll tell you about it off mic. It was a bullshit, just fucking like, couldn't be more Raven. And I hope this motherfucker, I'm not going to say what I think, but whatever. But like, you're still in the conversation. And that's the thing, is like, you just got to, like, the fact that you're still, if things are not working out for you in Hollywood, there's a million people that would love to be in the room and get told no. that it's not going to work out.
Yeah,
and
it
as
is
long
hard.
as
Yeah,
the more
some people
if you
don't.
get told
People
no
don't
all
even
the
know how to
time,
get an agent. Or
that's
whatever,
what I'm saying.
You know what
like
I mean?
being told
people
no
are trying
is,
to break in. Like, so how do you get an agent? How do you getting a meeting to pitch a thing? People can't just do that.
Can't
Get
just
an
do that,
audition. You can't just do that.
and we can. So when I get told no, I'm like, so many people didn't even have no one told them shit. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't even in the room. So like, eventually one of them knows, you slip through. And it's like, we had this conversation a long time ago about like how just wild it is to be successful anyways. And frankly, by the way, we are both successful. Like, by the definition of success, we're successful. Me and you just want to be more successful because we have egos and we have all these projects that we want to do that the ideas we have in our head cost a lot of money. And the only fucking way we're going to be able to do those is if we're successful. But we talked about how insane it is that like you mentioned it one time. You were like, dude, like David Harbour, when he did Stranger Things, like he was just a working actor that went in for a pilot.
Right.
That's 100%. All that was. You never know. You never know.
No, you don't. You never know. You never know what it's going to be. Listen, y'all, make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want to do. Now, for me, what I want to do is eat, but also we got stuff we got to do, so it's nice to have some time and convenience on your side when it comes to fueling up, and that's exactly what Factor's for. So get outside instead of prepping and spending all your time indoors cooking stuff, because Factor's meals arrive fresh and ready to eat. Perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, guilt-free snacks, and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals pack in all the flavor with none of the fuss. No fuss. We don't do fuss around here. You guys know that I love Factor. I've talked about it a lot because it's true. Like I said, I'm busy during the I love to cook, but I'm busy during the day and I don't have time to cook at lunch every day. It's not practical. But I don't want to eat garbage either. So I want something quick and convenient that's actually nutritious. And that's not really that easy to find, or at least it wasn't until I found out about Factor. It's still until they started sponsoring this here show. And it's become an absolute favorite of mine. All them different categories they've got, I've tried them all and they all hit for me. I'm a protein plus guy. I like to bro out. You know how I do, but either way, you can't go wrong with Factor as far as I'm concerned. So get started at factormeals.com/POA50 off and use the promo code POA50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code POA50 off at factormeals.com/POA50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factor, make it hit.
Guys, have better sex with Blue Chew. Why wouldn't you? Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. And starting now, by the way, Blue Chew is offering a combo so strong it'll knock your socks off, your stale, sticky socks if you've been using Blue Chew as long as I have, and perhaps your neighbor's socks off if that's something that you're into. Hopefully, it's a neighbor that you're not best friends with. You get it. But you'll have to move towns with the amount of noise you're going to be making. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Blue Chew Max has arrived, and it combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable. I mean, this is like the Infinity Stones coming together, dog. This combo acts fast, and it lasts. So be ready when she needs it. All right? Hopefully, y'all already did it up for Mother's Day. You know what I mean? But if you didn't do the right thing, Father's Day ain't too long from now. Maybe take the day to sling it to her there, too. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA. They are prepared and shipped directly to your door, which is the best part about it. You ain't got to go see nobody at the pharmacy that you know. Also, it's just a few clicks away. Go to BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers. Once you're approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. And by the way, with us, you can get your first month of Blue Chew free. I've been using it for about 8-9 years, and people ask me, they're like, Corey, does it work? And I'm like, oh my God, it makes my dick harder than convincing my dad he should give The Last of Us a try. You know what I'm saying? Blue Chew will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That is the mission. More horsepower, baby, in the max. Enough said. All right, they say that there's nothing sexier than confidence, and you can see that. Like you ever see a dude with a chick where you're like, how did he get her? Well, I think you could probably guess. There's nothing sexier than confidence, and Blue Chew can help you get that confidence where it counts. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew for free when you use the promo code POA. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. That's promo code POA. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
But I tell you what I do know, this interview with Ali Siddiq is a fun time, and it's going to hit for y'all. And again, big sort of bombshell moment in the middle. It's perfect for this show.
Unbelievable.
So like I say, he's one of the hardest working, most prolific comedians in the game, master storyteller, incredibly funny. He's got a new special out right now. He's got another one coming out in like 3 weeks, but the one that's out right now is called My Two Sons. It's available on YouTube. It's been out for 2 days and has over 1 million views already. So that should tell you something. Very funny man. Houston, Texas's own. Enjoy this conversation with Ali Siddiq.
I would also like to add a super genuine human being, which I think comes through in the interview, but I just need everybody to know that what you see is what you get, because me and him talked off mic. Here's Ali Siddiq. Wonderful, wonderful talk. Trae, before you got here, Ali was telling me that he has watched every single episode of The Crown, and he's a big fan, because I mentioned to him, I was like,
nice.
Hey, we might shit on the British royals if that's something you're into. And I was thinking he might be cool with just shitting on them anyways. But frankly, I didn't know he'd watched every episode of The Crown. So I'm a little excited about that. So we can go ahead and hop into that if you want. What was your favorite season, and what was your biggest issue with with the last season?
Last season, I can recall, I watched it, binge watched it some time ago. What was the part of the last season? I know my favorite season definitely was when they were showing how wild her damn sister was.
Yes. Wow. That party with her and LBJ or whatever, that's like my favorite episode of the whole show.
Man, she wanted to be the queen so bad. And that's the problem. That she wanted that power. She was doing the most.
Man, that'd be rough, like in business, like in the show Succession, it's like, okay, all them kids want to be the boss, but technically any of them could be. But like when you were the princess, like there can only be one queen. Like it's literally like it's her. The only way you would possibly get is if you shot her. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to live your whole life just getting hammered with presidents and it seemingly showing your boobs to everybody and just having a blast, which doesn't sound like a bad life.
I was about to say, I've always thought that would be like maybe the better life to have. Like would you rather be like the king or the younger brother that just gets to like, have courtesans and lion parties and stuff all the time, Well,
according to the show, there was some regrets about not being the king.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I have a mistress that's married and I want to do this, and then you can do it, and then all of a sudden you have buyer's remorse. So I would actually just want to be the king. I'm a ball out.
Right. Yeah.
Ball out.
Especially now when there's a huge difference of being the king now versus being the king in like the 1600s or the 1700s. Because back then if you were the king, it's like, bro, you've got to go into battle. Like you have to get out there and chop people's head off. Like now you just get to wear fucking rubies and stuff and like have concubines and shit and like just the good parts. What would your first order be as king? What would you change if you could be king of the world or America or whatever? What would that look like?
Oh man, it would be. It's a rule that you can on any Monday. You can get head from any random woman that agrees on any Monday. whether you married or not. You just like, hey,
okay, all right.
It's Monday. It wasn't Tuesday when I did it. It was Monday. You know what I'm saying? That's in the rule book. You take that down. That's in the documents. You know I would walk around with my documents too. I'm like, hey, it's Monday.
Yeah,
it's definitely
got my
Monday.
papers.
Got my paperwork.
I do like that you added if she agrees, because a lot of old kings wouldn't have added that part. They would have just been like, suck my dick, lady, or off with her head.
Yeah, that's how kings. That is how kings was.
Yeah, that's
well, you jumped.
that's
You hit that one fast. I assume you've got a couple more to add to the document.
that is definitely Lord. What's the show? Game of Thrones. That was definitely a Game of Thrones move. Off with your head with no. Boy, Game of Thrones was crazy. But
hell yeah, it was.
That kingship there was you just being a king of your region. There was a lot of kings. You know, hey, you got to come talk to me. King on king.
Right.
So what you say? I would like your daughter. What? Like, hey, do you want this peace treaty or not?
Right.
Or sometimes it would just be, do you want to cross this fucking bridge? Like it would be just over that.
I can't. But I can't give you my daughter because I've already promised her to her brother. You know, that's what. So.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
You need to work that out. You need to work that out. If your son don't see the benefit of this bridge, you tell me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, Ali, you're from Houston, Texas. That's true,
all day long.
Are you there right now, or are you on the road somewhere?
I am there right now. I go to Augusta, Georgia tomorrow, and then Macon, Georgia. You know, I like to lower my standards. So,
Corey's a Georgia boy.
I was about to say, you're doing it coming to Georgia. I can promise you that. But we're good. We're good people, man. You know, we're good people. And you being from
definitely good people, but it's hard to find food in Georgia that I like.
Well, what do you like?
I like everything fried hard, very hard. Not halfway fried. I like it fried hard, almost burnt.
Okay. I feel you. So super crispy, and yeah, I mean that to me, I'm good with the amount of frying that we do here. So perhaps I don't know what you're talking about. You can tell how big my fucking face is that I've got I love the fried stuff we do here a lot.
I think that we have similar tastes. It's just like we fry things a little harder. We barbecue just like maybe one more day than y'all barbecue. You know, y'all do it like Monday through Thursday. We like, let's do it Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's always the arguments over like, you know, the barbecue wars. You know, and some people swear by, you know, North Carolina. Some people swear by Alabama, which fuck them. Some people are like, no, it's Memphis or it's. But dude, I feel like regardless of what your style is, you can't deny that like of all of them, Texas is the most about that life fucking state, you know?
Man, I passed by today in a random neighborhood. I just went down a wrong street. I'm in a random neighborhood. Somebody is building, and he had like 13 of them out there, building barbecue pits.
Yeah.
Well, it's outside welding, and this heat is 95 here. Mm-hmm. And he's outside welding barbecue pits. Man, I started to get out and buy a pit. If I was in my truck, I definitely would have bought a pit today.
Yeah. So do you barbecue yourself? Like, do you is that something you do?
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want to get put out of my house, you put something in a cooler that's designed for meat marinade to go on the grill.
Yeah.
I don't want you here. I don't want you in this house because you're semi crazy. Did you put small Cokes and Sprites in this cooler? Like
this is for fucking ribs, you dumbass.
I mean, anybody that throws a Coke in a cooler full of, you know, sides of beef or whatever, probably needs to be removed from the premises anyway, because that's not an easy mistake to make. I feel like you got a big elaborate setup, like, you know, grill and smoker wise. You got like the, you know, the finest of the equipment and all that.
Oh, I have it all. Because you have to have multiple barbecue pits for different things. This is definitely the little smoky, the classic. Is definitely for hot dogs and those type of things. Let's go over there. But like sausage and ribs and a baby lamb, this is the pit for that you have to throw several tons of wood in, and then you have your pit for hamburgers, you know, or because you want that to be flame broiled, and then you want to do something. Barbecuing is a lifestyle. Like
Oh yeah.
And it sounds like you've got it figured out. And
you have to have a glove. You have to have a glove that comes to your elbow.
Yeah.
Then you have to buy a mop. You have to buy a mop and then saw it halfway off so you can put barbecue.
She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's things.
Dude,
It's
my dad got into competitive barbecuing. Immediately had 2 heart attacks. And the doctor was like, maybe you need to give up on the meat game. And he was like, I'm a lifer. Fuck that shit. Like, he's still doing it.
Bury me by the smoker. Fucking
exactly. In it, beside it.
Going
fuck
nowhere.
y'all. Yeah.
Give me a smoker coffin. That's how I want to be put in the ground. And then you have to have your smoker, and it's a thing. And then you start. Barbecuing is 2 days.
Yeah, at least
2 days. It's 2 days. You gotta meat prep and get everything going. Then cleaning the pit. Cleaning the pit is the only thing that I find relaxing. Like getting ready to out of all the barbecuing, the meat prep and actually queuing and being out there and people bothering you. What's relaxing is when I get a chance to clean this grill because I'm thinking about how I'm about to mess it up again. Like, definitely, I need all of this off.
Bro, I totally understand. My wife, like, I clean. Okay, this isn't the same, but it's in the same veins. Like, I genuinely love cleaning my golf clubs. Like, it's not like a task chore to me. Like, it's peaceful. Nobody fucks with me. My wife, and my wife's like, you clean your golf clubs a lot. Do they really get that dirty? I was like, well, you see, you have to understand that I need them at this specific. I can't. If this one blade of grass is here, then it's going to catch on the face and blah blah blah. All that shit. But like, I'm glad that we were talking about barbecue because maybe we've talked about it on the show before. But this show we've sort of tried to do like where fancy and trash meet. And barbecue, I feel like used to just be like, hey, barbecue is a cheap way to get a bunch of meat to a bunch of people. But now it's like, dude, you've got poor people that still do barbecues because like, hey, we can make a lot of meat. We can, buy in bulk or whatever. But then now with all the big smokers and stuff, it's like, you got to be a damn millionaire to get the best equipment and stuff. And now it's like a high price game. You know what I mean?
So, I'm trying to listen to everything that you said. But when you said, well, classy meets trash, the first person came to me.
Okay.
Person.
Good.
Do y'all know Rocky?
Dale Davis?
Rocky Dale Davis. Oh my!
Of course.
That's one of my best friends in the world.
That's our buddy,
That's
man.
one of my best friends in the world, dude.
I fucking love Rocky. But
he's the man.
To see Rocky pull out cigars, I'm like, Rocky, just get you a pack of fucking Newports, bro.
Yeah.
Get you some Marvel Man or whatever fucking weird ass. Get you some Camels. For him to lay out cigars, and I remember we was doing a show, and he put out this thing of cigars, and he's like, Ali, I want you to have this one. This is my best one. I'm like, this is the worst fucking cigar I ever even seen. Like,
it was just an old dusty Corona one or some shit like that. But it's Rocky's first joint with the cigar. I'm so glad you brought.
Yeah, how
him
did you
up,
meet Rocky? Did you do shows with him or something, or like how'd you run across him?
I've known Rocky for maybe I'm gonna say 10 years.
Right on.
Yeah, 10 years. When he's a younger kind. I met him in Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah.
I met him when he first started in Chattanooga, so we probably met him around a similar time, and he's
yeah, when we met him, he was fresh off of Redneck Island or whatever, that show that he did.
Yeah.
He'd only been doing stand-up like 18 months and just came off a reality TV dating show and stuff when we met him.
Rocky was,
and it's funny, man,
Rocky,
because
he was leaning on that he was physically fit. That's what he was really leaning on. With the worst pair of boots. With the worst pair of boots ever known in history. Some brown. They were brown and they were horrible. They were like round in the front. I'm like, yo, Rocky, and one pair of jeans. I'm like, Rocky, you're fucking horrible. Like,
and a white shirt. A white shirt.
And a white t-shirt. And I don't know why I just loved him. I was like,
No,
yo,
he's awesome.
yeah, he's fucking awesome, man.
I
He's
fell in love with
awesome.
him immediately, and it's funny to hear you talk about him and cigars now, because when he first started, like never, and he should have, he's funny as shit, but he was so confident. Like he was like, man, I tell you what, dude, buddy, I tell you what, man, it ain't gonna be long. It ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna be doing this for about goddamn 1 year. I'm gonna be smoking cigars every day down there at the damn cigar bar. I'll just have one light up. I'll light the other one. The other motherfucker throw that son of a bitch away. I don't give a damn. Goddamn, fuck me, son of a bitch. Like,
We did Bring the Funny together, and
oh yeah,
he came and told me. He said, "Hey, I'm probably gonna be in the finals," and I was like, "Not if they put you up against Matt Rife. They're gonna put you and Matt
right.
Rife up against each other," and they did. And I said, he's cute. He's a cute guy. I've been knowing him since he was like 16. And I
And
said,
Matt has been doing it forever. A lot of people don't know that. Like Matt, I remember, like, dude, 16, 17 years ago, it was like, hey, the next big thing's going to be this really young kid named Matt Rife. And here we are 17 years later. And, there you go.
Matt was like, shit. This was the worst tour I've been on a lot of tours, and this was damn sure the worst. It was Matt Rife, Isaiah Kelly, and little JJ. And it was like all fucking teenagers, and me, I was like the elder statesman. I'm like 30. I'm like, I'm like 32. I'm like, yo, I hate this. And I'm like, but it was I made some good relationships at that time, and I watched these kids grow, and it's just been, yeah. I told Matt, I knew you before you got your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just
Rocky got some new ones too, don't he?
word.
I think so. Maybe,
shit.
dude. There's no way, dude. I've seen him eat way too many chicken nuggets to have teeth as good as he has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, I don't know if you know, Rocky's you wouldn't think it, but Rocky's a big golf fan, and that's actually my fault. Me and Rocky lived on a pull-out couch together in New York. We lived on a pull-out couch together. And one day,
when he was in New York. Remember when he was in New York?
Yeah, well, he was living with me in Queens because he couldn't find a place. I said, dude, I got to pull out couch. This is all I got. And I didn't have a TV or nothing. I just had my old first generation iPad. And he's like, so man, what we doing today? What we gonna do? Go get some $5 slice of pizza. Go see if we can see David Taylor at the Comedy Store or whatever. And I said, I ain't doing shit this weekend because I'm watching the Masters, and that's my Super Bowl. And he's like, man, that's fucking gay as shit. Whatever, blah blah blah. And but he didn't have anything better to do, so he sat there and watched the Masters with me. And now that sumbitch is probably in so much gambling debt from betting on golf just because I forced him to watch that shit. He loves it.
The first thing came to my mind was Rocky cigars. I was like,
I was not expecting that, but I'm so glad that's what you said.
After being on tour with DL, right? I was on tour with DL. DL is smoking the best cigars possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm smoking cigars with him. And then a year later I'm with Rocky, and he's like, yo, you want a cigar? I'm like, hell no, Rocky. Not that bullshit. You smoke.
Yeah.
What is that? Where did you find them at? The gas station? Like, where did you get these cigars from?
I don't even like cigars.
I can't even do cigars because I'm such trash. I'm so trashy. I can't do cigars because I can't not inhale them like a cigarette.
Yeah.
And you can't do that, or you're not. I'll be dead in 2 years if I do that shit. DL's got a show at the Ice House in Pasadena that I just did, in the green room is just clouds of cigar smoke the whole time. Yeah. And I know I had a buddy that's like tried to give me one, but I was like, I can't, man. I'll just fucking.
Yeah, but see, I got the same deal, except for the last time I was with DL, he gave me one of his cigars.
Anyway? You just smoke it anyway? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, now this, and by the way, I don't know how to, just like I am with wine, I don't know how to judge them. But I promise you, whatever the one Rocky gave me was bullshit. And the one DL gave me, I was like, all right, if I was going to smoke cigars, this is the one that I would smoke. And yeah, DL, man, like, that's, man, dude, Ali, this has nothing to do with the show, but I do want everybody to know how cool DL is. So this time when I meet him, I'm outside. I'm at the Comedy Catch, and DL's coming to do a show. He's late. We won't get into that. Whatever. So he's I'm parking cars. That's literally what I'm doing. Like, I do stand up in the room, but they've got me just parking cars. Well, I'm outside. I'm bald now, but I shaved my head. But this is when I should have already been shaving my head. You've seen people like that. They hang on like a little bit too long. Well, I was doing that. And I'm out there, and DL's car pulls up. They roll down the window, smoke fucking everywhere. And I look like just run over dog shit. And DL is on his cell phone, gets out, takes his sunglasses off, and looks at me, and he goes, "Whew, you look dapper as a motherfucker," like, because I clearly look like shit. And he said, "I'm just messing with you." He said, "What's your name?" And I said, "I'm Corey." He said, "You a comedian?" I said, "Well, yeah, normally, but I'm parking cars tonight." He goes, "Do you want to do some time?" And I was like, "Oh no, I can't do time on your show. The owner already told me, I couldn't do this show." And he's like, "Well, tell him to go fuck himself. This is my show." He said, "You want to open? Go in there." And he gave me the time, and then afterwards put me in invited me into the green room, let me tell the stories. I was always like, am I intruding? He's like, "Hey, you're on the show. Stay in here as long as you want." He's buying me chicken wings. He's giving everybody on the staff $100. Like, so I just want to say that out loud for everybody to know. DL's the fucking man.
In comedy, you learn different. It's a reason why you meet certain people and you have these experiences, because it's like traveling through life. You're going to meet people that's going to change your perspective for you. DL is personified class. If you want to know how to be classy and stand up, hang around DL. He's all class. If you want to know how to be very personable and people like you, hang around Bill Bellamy. If you want to learn how to be an asshole, it's a bunch of people that can teach you that. But it is,
a lot of them.
Yeah, it is. That was time well spent. That those 4 years were great years, and then we became really close friends. I've been to his house. We hung out a lot. It's just a remarkable thing to have him as a friend and mentor.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you consider yourself a classy guy now? You've been in the game for a long time. You've blown up in recent years thanks to the internet, doing massive shows, crushing it numbers. Your specials got 1.2 million views in 2 days only.
We had a guy give us your tax information before this show, so we know what you're up to.
Do you like the finer things and stuff? Are you that kind of guy? Or are you more like, I'm a simple man type dude?
I'm a little bit of both. Simplicity. Being simple is like right now. I'm listening to y'all and I'm talking to y'all, but I'm actually in front of this property that I bought that I plant all this food over there, and I can't wait until this podcast is over so I can shoot these squirrels that are still in my house. I can't. It's like I cannot wait. I got a heavy trash bag because these squirrels. I bought a brand new pellet gun. I bought a brand new. It's sophisticated. It's like a 30-06, and these squirrels are dead. You understand me? Yeah. Dead. Like,
you don't even know how much that's going to hit. That's going to hit so hard for our audience, because we have a running thing on this show about how much I hate squirrels, and Corey thinks they're like little Disney characters that sing him songs in the morning and stuff, and I think they're just fucking tree rats.
It all started from like one of the first episodes we ever did. I learned right now. You could probably see. You could look at me and think, "Oh, I'm a sensitive boy. I got fat cheeks, and obviously I drink, which makes you cry." And I found out that squirrels were super territorial. So like, if you see a family of squirrels, more than likely their great-great-grandparents also lived around that tree. And when I found that information out, and then I hit a squirrel one day on the road, I had to stop and cry, because I was like, that goddamn squirrel was like going home to feed his family, and they're just sitting there, and daddy never came back. And Trae fucking lit into my ass talking about how the squirrels in my mama's yard were Confederate Army fucking squirrels that were racist and shit, and they ought to be killed. So anyways, there's a lot. We on our merch site, which is, by the way, Stay Fancy merch.com, there's Team Trae and Team Corey versus Squirrels. So yeah, you've just nailed the whole podcast right there. But I'm with you though. If they're fucking up your vegetation, shoot the motherfuckers.
My wife also, she's been doing garden stuff and bird feeder shit in our backyard, and she is on she has a blood feud with squirrels right now too. Like, she wants to kill all these squirrels that we got. She hates them, talks about murdering them all the time. But I live in Burbank, California, so we can't just be, even a pellet gun. I can't be walking around with it out here in godless California. They'll, people. You're in Texas, you can just. The squirrels probably also have guns. That's the danger you have to worry about.
Gas station.
Shoot back.
Yeah.
Crazy thing, because I'm sitting here thinking, am I classy or am I so simple? But I'm actually sitting in a Bentley, and this is all I'm thinking about is shooting these squirrels.
Dude,
that's perfect. Absolutely perfect dynamic.
Let me tell you something. By the way, you're not going to offend us if you crack that window and pull the gun out and fucking blast some while you're sitting there. Like, you're not going to make us mad at all. But like, dude, being like, I'm in a Bentley with my new pellet gun about to shoot some squirrels, I've never heard a better. That is this show
personified.
Fucking personified. This clip is going out. It might not go viral, but at least our audience will be like, my God, y'all really ran into a great one here.
And people were like, "Oh, he's not in the Bentley." I'm like, "No, this is the key right here."
I've never doubted it for a second, buddy. I fully believed it.
It's for audience members, people. I was on another podcast and I made a statement, and they was like, "How's a guy going to make somebody do something?" I'm like, "Well, one, I'm 5'7", and but I think that people have this misconception about smaller guys, and I just like all the time like to run off a couple of very small guys that 9 times out of 10 it doesn't matter how big you are. We're just gonna start with Tank, then we'll go to Pernell Whitaker, then we'll go to Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can go to Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
We can even go to Joe Frazier. These are not big guys,
right?
But I promise you, it's a very hard way to go. Bruce Lee wasn't no big guy. I don't know how big they think Bruce Lee was.
Tiny. I mean, that's the thing. When you're talking about two professionals squaring off, size matters a lot. But if it's a street fight and you got a dude that's 6'5" and don't know shit and is just throwing haymakers, and you've got a dude that's 5'5" and he actually knows how to box a little bit, he's gonna whoop that dude's ass, because them haymakers are so easy to duck out of the way of. You know what I mean?
I'm like, you see it coming for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've explained to people, because if I get into an altercation, I must say off the rip, hey, before we do this, I just want to let you know I'm a trained fighter in multiple disciplines. But I gotta tell you that because USA Boxing, those are some of the rules in this. Hey man, I'm not even gonna hit you in your face, but I guarantee you're not gonna breathe well for a long time because these body shots are gonna be, it's gonna be bad.
Ali, your new special, My Two Sons, literally starts with you saying you're 50 years old, and so you thought you were done fighting forever. But now you're sitting here talking about how you're just talking about boxing people's ass every day still. It seems like, you kind of can't escape it.
Also, it blew me away that you were almost 50. God damn, dude, you look great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm 51, man. And, I try to run every day and work in the yard. And
are you really doing that with the white ladies in your gated community with your hokas on? Is that who you're running with?
Oh my goodness, bro. I wish it.
Jennifer and Susan or whatever.
This is why I know I'm not all the way there yet. Because man, if you talking about somebody, I have like 5 pair of hokas.
Right,
like
right.
5 there, and now I have different shoes for different, because hokas are one thing. But Brooks have arch support already in the shoe.
Uh-huh.
So
and hokas do for plantar fasciitis, which is why I wear them.
Yeah, so hokas, and it's different hokas for different things. People don't realize that they're not all the same shoe. I have the running hokas that's kind of curved, so that's for pushing you forward. but I also had these Brooks that got a sole this thick. It's like I'm inside of a pillowcase. But I have Asics. I have a lot. I have an abundance of running shoes now. And I wasn't a jogger. I wasn't a runner at all. I wasn't a power walker. Well, and then I moved in this community. It just seems like that's the way to go.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is embarrassing, but I went to like a running store and had them scan my feet and bring me a specific pair of Hokas because I decided I was going to start running. And I just let out the house with my new Hokas on and just tried to do like, I don't even know, like a 5K straight off the couch or whatever. And I got shin splints. I got shin splints real bad and walked with a limp for the next 2 weeks. And like,
he was tore up.
I had to ice my knees and ankles down like every day. It was
he almost had to cancel a podcast because his fucking foot hurt so much. He was like, I don't even think I can even be
shin
here.
Splints, dude. There ain't no joke,
up, man.
But yeah,
so you want me to up the embarrassment? So I'm in Pittsburgh, and for some reason my feet were killing me. And I said, well, let me go in this New Balance store and, see what's going on. Might need, get some insoles. So they put you on this machine.
right.
And my foot was like red, just red everywhere. And they was like, yeah, this is bad. And then she goes and gets these insoles and she puts them on things. She told me to step on these insoles. And then it's turned like blue and green and all this, pretty colors. She says, so this is what you kind of need. And I was like, oh, do y'all have these in my size? And she was like, the machine measures your foot when you step on it. That's how I knew what size to go get. I was like, no. These say 9.5. I am a 9. Like all my shoes are 9. And she says, that's probably the problem. I didn't know my foot had grew. I thought I was done growing. Like
right.
Yeah. See, that's the opposite of me because, like, you remember when you were a little kid, and like your mama or whoever would take you to go get shoes, like you'd try them on, and then they'd always grab the toe, and they didn't want your toe to be anywhere near the fucking top because they were like, "So you're gonna grow into these? You're gonna grow into these?" So you'd walk like a goddamn penguin for like the first 6 months before. But yeah, some tight ass shoes, man, that'll fuck you up.
I think I'm going towards 10. I think I'm leaning towards 10. It's some sneakers. I have some 10s. Now I give it. My son is a 10 already. My 14-year-old, he can't wear any of my shoes. He's a 10 already. Like
yeah, my son's got big hobbit feet because I do too. I was actually just about to ask you. Yeah, I've been a size 13 since I was like 12 years old. Like
I'm a 12.
I was 5'6". I was shorter
wide.
than I was 5'6" in freshman year of high school, shorter than you, and I had size 13 feet. And then I grew like 6 inches over my teenage years, and my feet stayed the same size. And so my son, who's 13, he wears like a 12 already or something. He got big old crazy
how tall
feet.
Are you now?
I'm 6 foot tall.
You're 6 foot. So I'm the shortest person. I'm the shortest person on this podcast.
It's okay, yeah, but you're the baddest
fine.
ass.
But
dude.
I'm
trained in no disciplines.
No, I have no disciplines.
I just told you I crippled myself by jogging the other day.
Dude, I can't even not eat a whole 12-pack of donuts by myself. I damn sure ain't gonna jujitsu somebody's ass.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Discipline is the fuck that. Fuck all that.
But I was just about to ask you, though, you brought up your son, because I know you're a father, and I have 2 sons, they're 12 and 13, and I ain't got a Bentley or nothing, but we live out here in Burbank, and I'm from the trashiest holler in Tennessee. And it's great to give my kids a better life than I had growing up and all that stuff, but I worry sometimes about like spoiling them or whatever. And I'm wondering, if you have thought about or dealt with that. With your kids, like, are you worried about spoiling them too much, or they're not going to understand shit, or do you go out of your way to teach that
squirrels, man? That's why I keep shooting squirrels.
Yeah, stay grounded.
Whether you spoil them or you do not spoil them, they still don't understand.
Right?
Like,
right. Yeah.
It's like so I'm like, I give them everything, I give them nothing, and we're still having a conversation about how fucked up my kids are. Like,
right?
You're right. my thing is, I just want them to grow up with some sort of chores, and then when I get mad about it, I have friends that rationalize things very well. Hey man, stop trying to be your parent.
Right.
They're not living the same life. And he told me a story about, I don't want to mention his name, basketball player that he has two sons, and both of them know that they're getting $20 million
Right.
when they turn a certain age. And
Right.
then when he dies, it's another 100 million. And he's trying to tell his kids, you don't do this and you don't do that and you do that. And his son was like, hey man, I'm set for life.
Right.
Right.
And I was like, he's like, oh, different perspective. Like they know. Like
Right.
my son knows. Like when he comes and asks for something, or my daughters, they know. Like, bruh, I can go outside and know that you're not struggling.
Right.
Mhm.
Like our parents
But-
could justify saying like, we can't get that right now. We can't afford. But if your dad's playing ball, you're like, yeah, the fuck, I know you can. You just don't want to get it for me.
Like, 'cause my son rationalizes like this. So you go every weekend and we can't afford nothing.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Why are
right.
you gone then?
Yo, man, we have multiple in this same community that I speak about. We have two homes in that community, and I'm not in the community now. I'm at a whole nother property that he's been over. He's been over here too, and I just bought 3 acres in the country,
Hell yeah.
and he's like, bruh, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I want a new iPad.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, I have a 60-inch television in my room. You really can't tell me that you can't afford it.
Uh-huh.
You haven't even been in every part of this house in months. Like,
yeah.
like I don't even understand. Like, bruh, what are we talking about?
Yeah. But you just tell him that, he don't need it or whatever. Or it's like, no, I could get it. I'm just not going to because
Get it,
you've been
right.
pissing
My
me
money.
off lately or whatever. But I want to give you a chance to talk about your new special, but I want to lead into that by saying, how the fuck do you come out with as much shit as you do? You've got to be maybe the most prolific comedian, I think, in the game. How many multiple hour plus specials do you have out now? You've got 4 parts of the Domino Effect. You got this new one. Like, how the hell are you doing? You're making the rest of us look bad, buddy. It's crazy. How you doing that shit?
So it's out now. Rugged comes out on Father's Day.
God
You literally
damn.
just put you have one that's been out for 2 days.
That's
Father's
not even
Day's
the
in a
one you
month.
came here to promote.
What the fuck are
Hold
you
on.
talking about?
That ain't the one you came here to promote.
No.
By the way, everybody, if you want to know how to get to Carnegie Hall, it's practice, and if you want to know how to get a Bentley, it's put out a special every 3 fucking days. That's how.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, my 2 sons. What's crazy is we actually shot 3 specials in the same 2 days,
Get the fuck out of here.
and one of them, something happened. It's heartbreaking. We don't even like going back through it.
Oh, no.
The guy didn't dump it. He thought he was dumping one and didn't dump it, and then they sent the cartridges back, and it was. I don't think that I've ever heard a director and a cinematographer and a manager and a line producer all call at different times so somber. And I knew it was something.
You're right.
He was like, hey, man.
Oh,
I was like, what's going on? And I hate you. Man, let me call you back.
yeah.
And then it was like, I'm like, what, man, what's going on? Then they told me that they lost one of the specials.
Damn, dude.
And I was like, which one? And it was the one that I did not want them. I didn't want them to lose any of them, but this was the one I did not want to lose. So we have these two that we putting out now. So we went to Detroit in October and we shot 3 specials in Detroit. And we reshot the one that they lost. And then we shot 2 more. And so all of them had the same director, same cinematographer, same production manager. And then they come up to me and say, hey, this one is probably the best we've ever seen. I was like, y'all seen me for like 9 specials. Who gives a shit? This one is the best. So I was like, wow, this is one that's not even released yet. So we'll release these at the top of next year. But I have some other specials that we're placing in between that time after Rugged. So we have like 13, maybe 13.
I think George Carlin did 16 in his whole life, and you've done 13 this year.
Yeah, crazy, man.
And so we getting ready to.
And they're all great, by the way. Let me say that, because anybody can just put out hours, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're very thoughtful in what we're putting out, and everyone has this own theme. I wanted to change the pace with from Domino Effect with this My Two Sons, because people were trying to put me in a box, and I was like, yo, I'm a lot different, and I can still tell stories, but just at a faster, more energetic, more physical pace. And that's what My Two Sons is. My Two Sons is very physical, very man. I have so many parts of it that I like the most. Like me and Pat getting into it, and Pat shooting at me. And that because in my mind, when I think about when I said it to him, I'm 17. He's like 24. He doesn't give a shit about what I'm talking about. Like, yo, you can't come over. He's like, oh, really? Okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, God damn, Pat's serious about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That would not have been my thought, but that's hilarious.
Oh, I guess he means it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the fact that we were. I'm explaining to I'm not even telling this story because I'm explaining to my son how he's not this. Like, you're not this.
Right.
And
yeah.
Like, yo, Pookie, like, you know how wild you got to be to start shooting from inside your own establishment? Like, like, that was fucking wow. And then my son, I never realized how bougie he was until I actually looked back at it and said, he really asked my family that is frying catfish. And it's pounds and pounds and pounds of catfish. I've been to this fish fry before. It's so much catfish to ask them for flounder and seafood. I'm like, yo, man, who in the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah. You guys have any Chilean sea bass instead?
Yeah.
Can I get some barramundi, perhaps?
By the way, for everybody out there, if you think flounder is better than catfish, lose my fucking number.
Catfish is the pinnacle, baby.
Lose my fucking number, dude. I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding. I didn't know what I was going to do for dinner until you just said that, and I'm going right down to the meat and three and getting a fucking catfish sandwich with hot sauce and extra slaws. Mm-hmm. Damn what I'm doing.
Man, dude, I just didn't understand. And then it's one line in the whole special that seals it for me. Is Helena. She's so oblivious because I know her. She's like, Helena is 7 right now, and she's an ice skater. But Helena wears a sleeping mask since she was 5. She wears a sleeping mask every night.
Nice.
She just wants to be in utter dark. It's not
like a medical thing. She's just like, I just already want to be about this life.
I wear a
Like,
sleeping mask, you know.
Yeah.
But you gotta have, it's gotta be dark, man. You gotta have
Yeah, I hear you.
dark. I need the abyss.
this is my only child that you do. I have never told Helena to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Helena don't give a shit. Helena is going to take a bath, put on her pajamas, put her sleeping mask on, and she out. Like, you don't have to tell me to go rest. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
That's amazing. My kid's like that. He's only 2, so like I don't know how long that'll keep up, but like every night at 9 o'clock, he grabs his pajamas and throws them at me or his mom, and he's fucking gone. And he sleeps from 9 at night till fucking 12, like noon. Like, he loves it. And
Like,
I mean, I know how blessed I am.
Helena loves rest. Like, hey,
Why wouldn't you?
and when she was, little, she was very quiet. She's a very quiet baby. So I never knew when she was asleep. She just like, hey, I'm going to bed. You don't have to convince me to go to sleep. But for her to rest, because I remember the day, it was just like this. It was like sleeping mask, and she raised that mask. I'm like, Trae, like, but where's your mud? I thought he said he was going to get mud, and that shit kills me every time I even think about it. Because her mind was all she heard was them say that he got to go get it out the mud, and she, you back without mud? You've been gone a month. Where is the mud? And that it's certain parts that just really just kills me. And somebody asked me, "Did your mom really kick you in your back?" I'm like, "You think I'm lying on this woman? Like, this woman is 71 years old. She is not." My son doesn't realize that his grandmother was a terror when she was.
Dude, my kid don't either, and he won't ever.
This damn sweet lady that you think she is. Like, I've been with her since she was 20. I know. Like,
Yeah, it's wild how that goes sometimes with they turn into grandparents and just soften entirely, and like the grandkids have no idea what, it's like a completely different person. Your son, Trae, how's Trae spelled, if you don't mind me asking?
The regular way, Trey.
Okay. Right. Mine's spelled AE. I didn't know. Somebody in the comments on YouTube was talking about him and spelled it the way my name is spelled. I was watching your special and reading the comments, and I thought somehow this person knew and it was directed at me or something, and which made no sense at all how that could happen. I thought I don't know, the algorithm was talking to me or something. But anyway, this has been great. We're so glad you came on. We can let you get to shooting those squirrels now, because I do not want them to survive, so we can't give them any more time to escape.
I want you to see,
please,
the weapon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah.
That's a fucking tactical pellet gun right there, buddy.
Hell
God
yeah,
damn.
dude. You look like you're about to play Fortnite.
With a silent suppressor on it. Like,
so the other squirrels don't hear the shit.
Buddy,
so,
I did not know that pellet guns had gotten to that kind of level. Fucking
me either, but I'm about to get one.
Me too. I want one badly now. That's what I was just thinking too. It's like, God damn.
And it says on here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, it says for like pests and rodents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the pinnacle. I haven't even opened it. I just went and bought it from Academy, and I was like, yo, the death and destruction that I'm about to reap on these damn squirrels. They don't even know. This squirrel just ran up my pecan tree with an apple.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot his ass out of this tree. Like, he don't know the type of shit he's in for. And I'm like, yo, I bought me a fresh new bag of pipe tobacco.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there I'm putting black paint on my damn face. I'm like, there's trouble, Jack. I got 500 rounds. Like,
fucking going full Rambo on these squirrels, dude. They don't know what they got coming.
This is going to be the best day of my life.
Well, thank you for spending a little bit of it with us. We appreciate it. Ali, tell people where they can find you, if they want to buy tickets, check out your dates, whatever.
Oh man, go to Ali Siddiq, AliSiddiq.com. Check out the specials on Ali Comedy on YouTube. Yo, this thing comes with a scope.
I saw that.
It comes with a scope. Oh my goodness. This is I was about to say something that's incriminating, but this is better
Yeah.
than my yeah, than another thing.
Y'all, let me tell you about True Classic. They got one mission and one mission only. Want to make sure that guys look good and feel even better. It's hard out here for a non-pimp, just for like
That's
a regular suburban dad who don't hit. That's me. Hello. I've never been good at clothes. I don't hit at clothes. Clothes don't hit on or for me. I'm oddly shaped. I got like long arms and like I'm just not. Shirts are too short for the width that I need them to be, or if the width's right, they're you don't hit. They're long. I just don't hit. I suck at clothes. But that's what True Classic is for. They've nailed the fit, feel, and price for your entire wardrobe, not just t-shirts, but not just t-shirts. They got hoodies and jeans. My True Classic jeans, I've been wearing them every day since I got them because they look great, but they're also very comfortable. I mean, I'm a jeans wearing fool, but some jeans are not like, ain't really for lounging.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm a lounging son of a bitch. And these,
absolutely,
you can lounge in, but it's more for me about how their items are cut and crafted. They just fit better, and they're tight in the places you want them to be tight and loose in the places where you want them to be loose. Your big fat stupid gut like me and Cho have.
Yeah, that's my main thing is that, like, I've always had a decent looking chest, like, just naturally. So T-shirts look good on me if I'm just on a podcast, but then from the bottom, it's like, bleh. But with True Classic, like literally when I wear it and I look in the mirror, like, I finally look like, oh, I look like someone in a tailored shirt. Like, the body part of me, not the face or anything else, that still looks like shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it feels good. It hangs where it needs to hang,
right?
And it showcases all my good stuff. And I'm with you on them jeans, dude. Me and you both are the type of dudes, and by these type of dudes, I mean rednecks, which is where we wear pairs of jeans until they disintegrate and we just blow them into the wind and they just go. I actually finally just got rid of a pair of jeans because I was like, you know what? Like, once True Classic sent me their jeans, I was like, I'm not going to wear these again because, like, now that I've worn these True Classic jeans, like, it'll feel like I'm putting on a cardboard box and trying to walk around, if that makes sense, right? So there's no awkward tight spots. It's just a clean, effortless fit that works, whether we're talking about the hoodies, whether we're talking about the jeans. It's absolutely amazing. And that's the thing is you think you have to go to, like, all these expensive designers that you'd see at the Met Gala or whatever, but, like, no, you don't, because True Classic delivers premium essentials built for real life at an affordable price. And by the way, you can get them at Target or Costco, right? The place where every man who is shaped like us goes all the time.
Right.
Or head to True Classic.
I was about to say, or our preference, we think. Look, that's how you know they're legit, is they're at Target or Costco, but it would hit for us if you went to trueclassic.com/POA to get hooked up today. That's our special link. They'll know we sent you, and that's what we all want here. Trueclassic.com/POA.
And I can tell you from wearing them for even before they sponsored, they fit true to form. So you may as well just grab every color that you like. Because here's the thing, if you don't go ahead and do that, you're just going to then end up having to reorder. So you may as well just do it all at once. Get the jeans, get everything, get the hoodie. Trueclassic.com/POA. Get hooked up today. Start feeling better and looking better and walking around like you somebody, boy. Even though if you like me and Trae, you definitely ain't.
Yep.
We don't hit.
Nope. True Classic does it, though.
Yeah, they do hit. They hit real hard.
All right, did that hit for y'all? How about that?
That was good.
What'd you think? Shooting squirrels from a Bentley. What could possibly be better suited to this show? We ask you. There is no answer because that's the ultimate. It is. So, yeah, it was a good time, fun guy. Really enjoyed that. And now, Joe, I didn't even ask you if you have any airmails.
Oh, of course I do.
Okay, cool.
Of course I have some airmail. I always have some airmail. You know I keep up with that shit. Matter of fact, I've actually got so much airmail that I had to stamp some for next week because I know that I'm not going to be able to get into all this. I had to start with this one. Subject line, Jesus H. Christ. I guess we have to keep bringing up the bare naked ladies. Hey, guys. Love the show. I look forward to listening every week. A couple weeks ago, when you were talking about the Bare Naked Ladies, I almost wrote in with a correction, but I decided it wasn't a big deal and that someone else would probably mention it to you. Last week, when you said you had a correction, I was excited to hear that someone else had wrote in and that they were going to say what was wrong. But then it was something that didn't even matter and wasn't the biggest issue. So now here I am writing in and hoping that you will make another correction. I'm sorry that this is going to make it another week that you have to talk about if I had $1 million, but facts are goddamned important. Okay. Anyways, in that first episode, you talked about K-cars and speculated that that was a Korean car like K-pop. Dudes, did you even try to Google it?
Hold on. Did I not say that? I could have sworn that the moment that happened, that I said, sure you did. That I said, I don't think that that's right. And then I did go and I said it was in reference to something else. I'm pretty certain. But anyway,
I'm pretty certain you did too. But also, I was prepared when they said, dudes, did you even try to Google it? I was prepared to go, no, because why would we do that?
I did, though.
But you did. You did, pretty sure. Yeah, you did. The K car was because all this shit that you're saying that he's writing in here, I heard you say. The K car was a series of cars released by Chrysler in the 80s, most famously the Reliant K, which also ended up a nice Reliant automobile, which also ended up being the name of a Christian pop punk band that misled people into buying their album through the single Sadie Hawkins Dance, only for them to find out after buying it that all the other songs were about Jesus. That don't hit, but I digress. The song is talking about buying them a certain type of car that was considered nice and new in the 80s. It was even followed by the line, a nice Reliant automobile. Anyways, love the show. Just had to get this off my chest since it seems like nobody else will, even though apparently Trae did. You can say my name if you want to. It's Drew.
Okay, right. My assumption is why no one else has brought it up is because they all heard me say what you just, because I did go. Corey says, like, I never realized that's talking about a Korean car. And I said, I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's right.
It's only because Drew said I'm going to get a K car.
And then I Googled it and I was like,
oh, that's not it.
I found the Chrysler thing. By the way,
this might not have been on this podcast. I think this might have been on Well Read.
Oh, yeah. It might have. No. Hey, if I had $1 million, that was on here, I think.
Yeah, but we were talking about Drew. Who gives a shit? Subject line, and this is so rare. I mean, this is amazing. Subject line, I apologize. Here we go. And I don't even know what they're talking about, so hopefully you can. And I promise. Okay. Hey guys, last week I sent in an airmail that I thought would hit for everyone, but I didn't make it clear that it was a joke, and it sounded to me like Trae got for real upset with me. I didn't mean for it to actually upset him. I was trying to be hyperbolic about the whole squirrel hating thing. Yeah, I apparently didn't stick the landing. I'm sorry, Trae. By the way, because I know, like that's what I thought. It's like, dude, Trae was totally.
I was going along with the bit.
Trae was going,
and
I'm sorry, and I hate that you didn't get that. I'm not gonna Alex, but yeah, I apparently didn't stick the landing. I'm sorry, Trae. By the way, because I forgot to mention it in my last airmail due to the gummy kicking in. Oh, that's why he thought you was mad. That motherfucker was on a gummy. Your new special Trash Daddy hits. Yes, it does. You should go watch it. I truly appreciate all the laughs you guys have given me over the last several years, whether from Putting on Airs, Well Read Podcast, or the live show. I saw you, y'all and Drew in Birmingham a few years ago. I hope you guys get to keep making me laugh for many years to come. Well, one of us will die in the 5 years, but the other two probably stick around. Love y'all like chicken, Alex. Yeah, Alex, like, I didn't even know at first, like, when I read that, like, what you were going to be talking about, but I was like, I promise you, Trae was not genuinely upset.
No,
like, we
not
just,
at all.
Yeah,
I felt like you were, like, jokingly roasting me, so I started firing back at you, which is just what you do, but I was not at all actually mad. And
I got one last one that I got to read, and then we'll save the rest for next week. I mean, I saw this line and I had to jump in. The subject line: limericks and fuck Louis Grizzard. Corey, before I piss you off hating on Louis Grizzard, I wanted to say that the wife and I came out to the Chattanooga show. We recently bought a house, and it's been really rather stressful, so thank you and Trae for giving us an excuse for a relaxing weekend away, and we both loved the show. Was so thrilled for y'all to see the size of the crowd and all great folks to mingle with. Well, we thank you. And if you're in Chattanooga, support the Signal. It's a wonderful fucking place, whether they're doing comedy or music. It's an absolutely Fantastic place. Now, I could go on and on about LG, Louis Grizzard, but Deacon Lunchbox, one of Atlanta's greatest poet, put it best. Louis Grizzard, I'm calling you out. I read your column, and it made me puke. If you were just boring, it would be all right. But you fuel old fires that belie your sloth. Hiding it, that doesn't rhyme, by the way, so they're not the best poet. Hiding in a closet tight as a drum, batting reactionaries in the noonday sun. With your head up your ass, I'm calling you out. You don't fool me with your folksy demeanor. You're more dangerous than J.B. Stoner. You're a floundering in your own blather. You're a knee-jerk, myopic, superfluous, half-baked, neo-closet, white supremacist, mixed-drink swilling, country club, Reaganite, petty Bush, W.A., woman-bashing, beach music listening, pork barrel, good old boy, homophobic cheese dick, and that's all I got to say on the subject. By the way, you've already made the sale.
Yeah, right.
Quit selling. Lastly, y'all have inspired me to write some limericks about my friends, and it's been a lot of fun. Doubt this is usable, but it's my favorite because it's based on a true story. Hope it gives you a chuckle. I have a good friend named Nick who probably should have gave it a lick. He slid up her thigh, then pushed it in dry, and tore the foreskin from his dick.
Oh, my God.
That's fire. That's a fire fucking limerick.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sure is. It's also fucking brutal. God
It's
damn.
brutal. Anyways, thank you for the shows, pods, books, and everything else you do. I hope to catch you next time you come to Atlanta. My response to all that is I absolutely will not defend any of Louis Grizzard's flaws. He had them. He 100% had them. Many readers or many authors that I read had a lot of flaws, but he's dead. I don't know how he'd feel now. I like his prose. I enjoy his style. There have been things I've read of his that I disagreed with, but we'll just go with it was a different time. And you haven't upset me at all. I think that people deserve criticism when they write something that is outdated. But again, like, he's not here to defend himself, so what the fuck ever.
It says he was voted the author from hell at a publishing convention for his behavior.
He was a huge drunk.
Is he the one that we were told those stories about after we pissed our publisher
No, that was Larry
off?
Brown.
Okay.
That was Larry Brown, but I've heard that
all the hitters used to be.
All the hitters used to be that way. And dude, listen, he was by all means, like, he was I think he was a Democrat, but more like a Dixiecrat, you know. So that could go either way.
Right.
My love of Louis Grizzard started because when I wanted to be a writer, I wanted to be a writer and comedian when I was a kid. I won the Young Authors Award in second grade for writing a sci-fi novel. And by novel, I mean novella. And by novella, I mean whatever the
22 pages or something.
Whatever the fuck. But I illustrated it too. And I won. And it was for Walker County, which is the biggest goddamn county in Georgia. So, I mean, it wasn't nothing, you know. And my dad had recently met Louis Grizzard at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He took a tour of the place because he was selling some ads there, and said that Louis went out of his way to be a really good guy to him. And that was the only, I was like, he was good to my dad. I like this guy. Then I read his stuff, and I was like, fucking like this guy even more. Not that you should ever be like, he was good to me and mine, so he's fine, because it's like, hey, you know, Hitler was nice to Ava Braun. But yeah. Dude, a lot of stuff he has written is like outdated as shit. But like, same can be said for pretty much every great writer through history, including Steinbeck, Hemingway, Twain, yada, yada, yada. So take the good with the bad, enjoy the prose you like, and live your life. That's what I say. And right. Trae, where are you going to be?
Well, with that said, if you're in Las Vegas right now, when this comes out, you should come see me and last week's guest, Caleb Simon, at Wise Guys this weekend. For the love of God. Yeah.
I just talked to him for like an hour on the phone yesterday. What a sweet boy. Y'all will love that show.
He's the sweetest of boys. Yeah. He'll be with me also in July in San Diego. So if you're in Southern California down that way, you should come see us too. But without Caleb, I got Napa Valley coming up, New York City, 3 shows in New York City, 2 in Manhattan and 1 up in Stamford, Connecticut in the suburbs. And then fucking where else? Tulsa and a whole bunch of other places. So go to TraeCrowder.com and come see me.
Hey, also, if you're in Asheville right now, listening to this on Friday when it comes out, see me tonight with my friend, the Tennessee Tramp, Janet Williams. This is the start of possibly the Baby and the Tramp tour. We don't know. This is our first show together. But we're going to be at Ginger's Revenge. It's supposed to be a secret headliner comedy show. you're not supposed to know that it's me, but I find that's hard to promote. So I'm telling you that I'm going to be there because I would like more money. So come fucking see it. And then after that, fuck my ass. Where's my thing? I'm going to be in Fort Worth, Texas on June 26th at Big Laugh Comedy. And then I'll put this in the description. It's not on my website yet because I didn't refresh it. But I'm going to be at Rooster T. Feathers in Sunnyvale at the end of July. And I don't know yet, but Caleb might actually be opening for me at that one if we can get our wires crossed in the correct way, which would be fun. And then I'm booking just stay tuned because I'm booking a Florida run in the fall and then a California run in the fall so that I can do a couple one-nighters out there and go see Trae and give him a hug and kiss and see how big his kids have gotten and cry until I fall asleep because it scares me. But other than that, go to welovecorey.com. That is where you can find my newest project, which has so far been the most complimentary I've gotten on. I mean, even our friend fucking old Dust Thompson said, "Goddamn boy." Public Domain Sleepy Time Theater, where I read a Mark Twain classic, currently Tom Sawyer. He's using it for his sleep, and that's what I do. I read it to you in low country dulcet tones so you can listen to it at night and fall asleep. And then if you want to catch up on the story, you can listen to it the next day. If you go to welovecorey.com, all of the episodes currently are out. We're through chapter 8 in the book. There is a free one that you can listen to get a liking for it here on the Puttin' On Airs feed. That's all I got, I think, or at least that I can remember. So stay fancy, motherfuckers.
Ski-way.
Ski-way.
Skew. Here's Lydia Lovelace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cunt, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at Puttin' On Airs. Puttin' On Airs. Puttin' On Airs.